In 2022, James Gunn and Peter Safran were announced to be taking over the DC franchise and heading the then brand new DC studios. The universe took some time to get up and running, but finally made its theatrical debut in 2025 Superman. Gunn directed and wrote the film, which marked an impressive start for the new DCU, especially after the mixed reception of previous DC films. Now, the DCU continues with Supergirl, 2026. The film, which is based off of the Woman of Tomorrow comic, follows the titular character as she traverses across space looking for Krem of the Yellow Hills, who holds the antidote for a poison that is infecting and killing her dog, Krypto. The film has received a mixed start reception-wise. At the time of writing, reviews of Supergirl have it holding a 59% score on Rotten Tomatoes, with the audience score still to come as viewers see the film this weekend. Box office-wise, Supergirl's fate also appears to be mixed, with a projected $50 million debut domestically. Despite being the second DCU film, Supergirl is a relatively contained story, only connecting back to Superman. There aren't any overly shocking universe reveals, spoilers, or cameos, but there are plenty of moments that audiences should avoid being spoiled before they head into the film. Krypto does not die in the Supergirl movie. As stated, Krypto is poisoned early on in the film. This happens when Krem steals Kara's ship, and as he's in the process of doing so, Krypto runs towards him in an attempt to stop him. The lovable superpowered dog is unsuccessful, however, and is instead left with a poison dart in his side. Kara then takes Krypto to a healer on the planet, who explains that Krem and his group use poison darts as a way to torture people. They hold the antidote on a chain necklace around their necks, dangling it to their prisoners as they interrogate them. This gives Kara an understanding of what she needs to do: find Krem, take the antidote, and return to Krypto. Eventually, Kara makes her final stand against Krem, wearing her super suit for the first time in the film. She defeats him in battle, manages to convince Ruthie not to take his life, and takes the antidote for herself. From there, she returns to Krypto, administers the antidote, and watches as he wakes up from his sleep and quickly becomes his lively self once again. Everyone who dies in Supergirl. Warner Bros. Supergirl, 2026, starts out with death right away and from there, becomes a film of revenge. Overall, several characters die, including the families of both Ruthie and Kara. The first scene with Ruthie's family showcases why she is so angry with Krem and her reasons for wanting revenge against him. Ruthie's father is an expert sword maker, crafting one-of-a-kind weapons that are extremely rare across the galaxy. As a result of the weapon's power, Krem arrives on Ruthie's planet hoping to steal them. At first, it appears as if he might have let the family live. However, Ruthie's sibling Emmond, who is unaware of what's happening in the house or the presence of the unwanted guests, hops in front of her in an attempt to do a playful prank. The surprise prompts Krem to kill Emmond, and it's from there that a fight ensues. All of Ruthie's family are killed in the process, thus changing her life forever. The deaths of Kara's family are also shown via flashbacks. It's explained that her mother, Alara, dies as a result of exposure to kryptonite, which permeated the surface of Argo City after the initial destruction of Krypton. The death of Kara's father, Zor-El, played by David Krumholtz, isn't shown, but the hero does confirm that he died not long after her mother, along with the rest of Argo City. While trying to track down Krem, Kara is aided by bar owners Bomer and Marek Vran, who give Kara and Ruthie shelter. However, they betray her and Ruthie, selling the girls to Krem in exchange for the return of their daughter, Sarna, who had been taken to be one of the brigands' brides. Although Kara frees Sarna, and the young girl nearly reunites with her family, Krem kills all three of them in an alley. The final death of the movie is Krem, who meets his end in battle with Supergirl. Ruthie wanted to kill him, but Kara convinces her not to. She eventually agrees and walks away. For a moment, it seems as if Supergirl may let the villain live. However, Krem makes a last-minute threat to Ruthie, telling Kara that he will make her suffer. It's here that Kara kills him, using his sword to stab him in the throat. Seth Rogen has a cameo in Supergirl. Arguably the biggest surprise of Supergirl isn't the appearance of a well-known DC character or a huge story revelation. Instead, it's the presence of Seth Rogen, who voices an alien on a bus-like spaceship Kara and Ruthie ride. He's used primarily for comedic relief as he reacts to Kara's attempt to stop the raiders from taking control of the ship. It's a relatively brief appearance, but fans are sure to recognize Rogen's iconic voice. Kara returns to Earth to stay with Clark. Kara finally finds her home in Supergirl. After voicing her frustration with Earth and her cousin, Clark, Kara opts to stay on the planet come the end of the film. This surprises Clark, but he's happy to have his cousin home. The next chapter of the DCU will be Man of Tomorrow, and both super cousins are set to have large roles in the film, which is now in production in Atlanta, Georgia.